What is going on? This is Rue's Reviews, where we keep it for real, for real. I am Rue, aka the Culture Black Kid,
I am Ifoma, aka Iffy.
and today we are reviewing the debut EP from Royston Noell, Sunrise. They are an LGBTQIA plus singer, songwriter, who is a Tanakwith and Wagadagam man. Apologies if I pronounced that absolutely incorrect, but an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander singer and songwriter from North Queensland who is now living in Eora, Sydney. They are the winner of Australian Idol 2023, which then they went and signed to Sony through this naturally, if you know anything about reality TV shows.
I don't, apparently.
And yeah, this is, like I said, their debut EP. Let's get right into it before I get into that. It is divided into 3 parts, if you weren't sure. It seems like not, because I was doing my research. The first 2 tracks, the middle 2 tracks, and the final 2 tracks are explaining the sunrise, his journey. First 1, 2 called The Blooming. The tracks 3 and 4 called The Climb, and tracks 5 and 6 called Sunshine Bliss. Yeah, Royston, Noell, Sunrise.
I feel so uneducated now going into all of this. Wow. Okay. I've already written down my stuff, but now I feel like I have a lot more context.
Yes. Context helps.
Context helps a lot.
Reading. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Okay. So, Iffy, let's get into our initial thoughts. Yeah, I feel like
no.
I'm gonna stop laughing.
Okay, listen. This is my first intro to Royston Noell. I didn't even know. I was gagged when you said that they won American Idol?
Australian Idol.
My brain. Australian Idol in 2023. Like, did not know that. I actually really enjoyed the EP a lot. I think Sunrise is a project for like a nice summer's day upon like, the listening experience that I had prior to a lot of the context that I'm only now receiving. Thank you very much.
You can do your own research. You have Google.
I gotta go. But yeah, I actually think it was a really nice project. I do think it gets a bit boring. But I did stay afloat for the whole thing. Like, it wasn't so boring that I, like, had to stop it or I really was not liking it. Lisa, cough, cough. But I enjoyed it. I did like it. Those are my overall thoughts.
Okay. My overall thoughts is this is a super, super positive project. I love some optimism. I think the story that he tells throughout is really beautiful, really telling, with subjects of, making your way through the journey and, touches on his sexuality as well. I do think there are parts of it that is very polished by the numbers, very cookie cutter. But I think overall it isn't done in a way that's bad. I think it's definitely still done in a way that is good, but we are definitely going to get into that a lot more. So let us start with some of the pros for this project.
Should I go?
Yes.
Oh, slay. Okay. I had 2 main ones, and you've literally you already touched on them, but it was so positive and really uplifting. I loved the story that they were telling throughout this whole project. Even though I didn't know it was 3 parts, I feel so silly. Even though I didn't know it was 3 parts, I was still understanding the story and the flows. His way with wording and his songwriting is so gorgeous, so beautiful, and they can really tell a story, and that's something that I really tend to look for when it comes to songs and projects, even though not all pieces of music should be deep. I love a good deep song. So yeah, they really delivered on that aspect. And yeah, I feel like those main 2 things, the fact that it was just really uplifting and the songwriting, I loved a lot. Oh, yeah, I love the progression of it all. I have no qualms with the length, no qualms with, I guess, the
way it's ordered.
Yeah, stuff like that.
The structure,
yeah. I like all of that. But yeah.
Okay. My pros are he has a great voice. It's clear why he won Australian Idol. So, yeah, definitely absolutely no questions there. I like No Longer Running as a track. I like that it has a nice gospel aura around it with the choir in the background. I do wish it went a bit further. Like, I
Yeah.
wish it really went there. But still, regardless, I really like that song. I don't mind the interpolation of J. Cole's Crooked Smile
I noticed that.
in Way Up. As a J. Cole fan, I was like, okay, nice. I was like, yeah, nice. And outside of the music, I think the artwork has an aesthetic that suits the
Oh my
project
God,
beautifully.
literally.
So, the artwork is exactly what you're expecting, basically. So yeah, those are a couple of my pros. But with pros comes some cons. Ify, do you want me to start or do you want to go?
Okay, well, mine are quite short, so I
Okay.
can start.
Okay,
And
okay.
I'm gonna actually start with a positive that I kind of forgot.
Mm-hmm.
I love the first song,
Mhm.
which is Say It Loud. I think it is really groovy and it is a strong start and it sets the tone for the EP well. But with that, I felt like after that, there was just a bit of a decline.
Okay.
A tiny bit of a decline, unfortunately. I felt like, regardless of the story that was being conveyed, and even the production, I feel like with the production, actually, it felt repetitive. Not with his lyrics and not with his words, but with the production. I think that was something that I couldn't quite, steer in a way that was fine for me.
Okay. This is throughout the project. Just to be
Yeah.
correct, this isn't the first song.
No,
We're
not the
talking about
first
the
song.
rest of the song? Or
The
rest
rest of the project.
Okay.
I
Because
feel
you did
like-
mention earlier that his songwriting was nice.
No, the song. No, so
Okay.
songwriting,
Yep.
lyrics are great.
Okay.
The production.
Oh, the production.
Yeah, production.
Okay, just
the
making sure
beat.
we're clear.
Yeah, no,
Making sure we're
just the production. I feel like with most of the songs, they were quite similar, so it was hard to kind of like. It was really repetitive in that realm for me.
Yep.
And then, yeah, I just feel like with that sound, I tend to stray away from it typically. Like pop in this kind of element and in this style, like I don't really like resonate with it and sit with it, but I still loved it. It's just like felt a bit repetitive. There wasn't a lot of variation when it came to the beats.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I do think I wrote some of the production feels outdated and very by the
Yeah.
numbers. I wrote Dreaming especially. It felt like a very stereotypical mid 2010s like dance pop track. Definitely something that we grew up with and it's amazing of that time.
Yeah.
But it's one of those like, okay, cool, we've heard this, like
Yeah.
we could do something fresh. I did say, whilst it is a positive and optimistic project, again, that I love that aspect of it. Some of the topic ideas are still pretty one note. I understand that is a personal journey and definitely doing more research into that. I was listening back. Okay, yeah, that helps. Again, first track, especially, that's probably the most personal on it, talking
Yeah.
about his, again, sexuality and not being comfortable in his skin and now being comfortable. But as the song goes on, the topic ideas aren't again very groundbreaking, pretty one note, like I said. But again, if it's his journey, then amazing, love that. I think Feeling Good and Live Every Day in that Sunshine Bliss is probably the songs that's the most in that era, where it's very again, it's very bordering, like, okay, it's a bit too
Yeah.
happy, if you get what I mean. Like,
It's giving literally Happy by Pharrell Williams.
yeah, and like, I don't want to say, like, I don't want to take anything away from
Yeah.
Royston and, the positivity and probably everyone who loves those tracks. Side note, Live Every Day is written by Guy Sebastian and Aloe Black. So
Okay, teamwork.
So shout out 1000% for that. But yeah, it was just like, okay, this is nice. This is nice and
Yeah.
summary. But if I'm like, I'm not, I don't need this, like, it's very sweet. It's very sugary.
Yeah.
It's very like, I'm gonna get a cavity from how sweet this track is. Beautiful, beautiful sentiment. But
I feel like
do you get what I mean?
I really understand what you
Yeah.
mean. I feel like because it was so happy but exploring these kind of deep themes, there wasn't I just feel like there wasn't actual depth I feel like
Yeah.
if you're for me personally, when I'm hearing songs kind of convey all these really beautiful meanings and these personal stories, I want you to convey them as how you felt. Like, of course, like, they end happily and, you can be positive about it, but we're all human beings. We all go through the same stuff. And sometimes we want to like resonate with you on the bad experiences and on like the really shitty days and stuff like that. So like, I get what you mean.
For sure. It's like, again, I want to take nothing away from his positivity, from anyone who finds the light within those songs. I think it's, for me, like I said, very, it doesn't break any new ground. It's very positive, but it's like, I want to get more in depth with this, and I feel like there's different ways to approach it.
Yes.
But again, that's why this is the debut EP. That's why there's room to grow, and I am very excited to hear what Royston's got next, 1000%, because the talent is 1000% there.
It's there.
I think give it some time. Give it a bit more time, and I think we're gonna get a lot more of a less polished, less very, again, by the numbers type project, and more something that's, again, getting into a bit more of the nooks and crannies of who he is, and this experience is like even deeper. So yeah, but anyway, let's get into our final ratings, our overall ratings for the project. So if you are new to this, here is the rating system. It is, are we here for this? Does it depend on the day, whether we're here for this or not? Are we feeling iffy about it? Ivy, what is your rating?
Sunrise by Royston Noell. Unfortunately, I am feeling iffy about.
Interesting, based on what you've said.
Well, listen, enough. And like,
just gotta make sure that
you're rating. Wrote it,
okay.
And like, I literally wrote it here. Like, I feel like I'm juxtaposing myself because like I really do love the EP, but I just feel like after the first song, which is so early on, and like I feel like a D-head, but like after the first song, it was really hard for me to stay receptive. And it's kind of like what I was saying before, like I really love the themes that he kind of delved into, but with the production, it felt like he wrote this song for him, but then like it ended up kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. Like
it's the production.
It's the production. I can't.
Okay.
I can't. Yeah.
So the Royston part of it's fine.
Oh, amazing.
Songwriting, singing.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's the production that takes you back.
It's the production, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. For me, it depends on the day. Just because I feel like this project, unfortunately, and I really don't want to say this, but it had the capability to be corny. Yeah. But it was not. I really enjoyed it. I listened to it, and I wasn't like, like, I was like, this is fun. This is positive. This is, like, again, super uplifting, makes you really feel good. But again, like I said, production, very paint by the numbers. And unfortunately, Royston just kind of slotted in to that. But yeah, again, just give it a smidge more time.
Yeah.
Bit more life experience. I have no idea how old he is, but a bit more life experience, more things to write about now that, it's been a couple, you've put out the first project, you've got that down, amazing, congratulations, but let's see what the sophomore's got.
Yeah. Oh, I'm actually excited now because I do want to see something like once again, want the themes where I feel like I need something like deeper in terms of sound. I'm like, oh, I want to feel shaken to my core. He's got the voice for it. He's got the voice for it. For sure. And I feel like he can go there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, Royston Noell, Sunrise. Make sure you go stream it, run it up. And again, this is Rue's Reviews. I am Rue, aka the Culture Black Kid.
I'm Ifoma, aka Ufi.
And we'll catch you next time. Peace.